Hello guys, my name is Sev, the owner of So Simple Baits, and today you catch myself and Chris Whitehead at the beautiful Porth Reservoir, and Chris will be targeting the silvers on a whip and a pole line, and he will show you how he uses our bait to target those species.
Yeah, good morning. I'm here on what used to be Peg 15 on Porth Reservoir, just outside Newquay, which used to be a really well-known match venue. Haven't fished it for 25 years, so I'm here to try and catch a few fish and see how it is. My approach today is just going to be on the whip and on a pole. So here's my favourite go-to roach mix, which I'm going to be using on the whip because I expect to catch a lot of, well, hopefully a lot of roach at a reasonable distance. So this is my first go-to sort of roach mix is aniseed. It's obviously, like it says, it's got lots of aniseed in it. Very, very fine mix. No fish meal. And there's some ground coriander in there, and there's some other bits and bobs which the roach absolutely love. I'm going to mix that with BMGX, which is a very dark ground bait, also good for roach and skimmers, but the flavours are going to overtake that mix because, like I say, I'm aiming for the aniseedy flavour for the roach. Also going to put some sweet FA2, not so much, so I'm going to do one bag each of these and half a bag of the sweet FA2. This is a very fruity mix and has got a few little additives in it, and it really does bring something to the game. So I'm going to put all of these into the bucket now. Give it a good stir. It will take a reasonable amount of water, so obviously there's like 2.5 kilos of ground bait in there, so it will take a couple of minutes. Right, so this mix I'm going to do now is for my long pole line, which I'm hoping that I can pick up some big skimmers, maybe an odd bream in the deeper water. I'm going to put it out there in some hard balls, go on it later on, and just sort of hope they will be there. They used to be there, but we never know. So for this, I tend to use the BMGX, which is a fairly strong fish meal ground bait, which is lots of bits and bobs in it, bit of sweetness in there, some nice sweet biscuit in there for skimmers, which they love. To that I'm going to add a fine skimmer mix as well, just because it works for me. It's a great all-round skimmer bream mix. It helps break up the binding from the BMGX. Once that's mixed, once it's been riddled ready, then I'm going to add these little beauties. These are obviously what they look. They are little fluoro crush additives, very highly visible. They don't need wetting as they sink, so that's why you add it to the ground bait once it's been riddled. But you only need a small amount, and I'll show you that in a moment, because you don't want them feeding on it. It's just an attractant. It catches their eye and they home in on it, and it's really, it's really taken off and works really, really well. All I need to do now is add these fluoro crush. Like I said, they're a visual thing. You don't need, it's a big bag really, there's a lot in there. Very good value for money. You only need, I'm going to start off with just sprinkling a few in there, mixing it around, and as you'll see, there was hardly any what I put in my hand, but look at that visual attraction. If that doesn't bring fish in, I don't know what will. Okay, so I started off on the whip with just putting a small golf ball size of ground bait, not too compact because it's roach is what I'm after. So I started with that, trickled that in with a little bit of loose feed, started to catch the roach. I catch 2 or 3 fish, I put another nugget in, see how they respond. If they fade away again, then I put another one in. Try to catch 2 or 3 fish at a time. Also loose feeding in between just to keep the fish coming in, although unfortunately that also attracts the pike today. I've not had to feed too much ground bait. I think because the water is fairly clear, they just need a little bit going in just so they can follow it down through the water and is keeping them on the bottom rather than trying, getting bites on the drop, which I don't really want, to be honest, especially in this depth of water. At the moment the fish have gone a little bit on the smaller side, so I will introduce another nugget in a second. Right, so this is the maggots I'm using, which Seb from Cold Valley and So Simple Baits has did a maggot dye. Don't know how he's did it, but just look at them. He put them on last night. They've obviously absorbed the red. Now this was ordinary red maggots, and the difference, unfortunately I haven't got any ordinary reds, but the difference is outstanding. I mean, those there, yes, I've got a little bit on my hands, but that's because I'm in the water, but there's no dust. They've actually seemed to have absorbed it. So I'm going to put a few in the water just to show you that other dyes in the past tend to disperse. As soon as it hits the water, the dye comes off. These actually just go down to the bottom because they've still got the dye on, so they still stand out as much as what they do now. Well, to be fair, that is a very good day's fishing. More than happy with that after, like I say, 20-25 years. So that's much more than what I expected to catch.